following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
Happy voting day, everyone. Welcome to the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys broadcaster, joined by two guys who played for the Cowboys. Former safeties, Barry Church and Danny McCray. Fellas, did we get our vote in already? You guys early voted, right?
Yeah, I went early vote just so I could make sure I didn't have any of those issues with safety. I heard there was going to be some stuff out there, so we went ahead and got it out of the way.
All right, Church?
Church, he dropped off, and he has some technical issues.
Oh, Church. Oh, gosh. Barry Spagnola again. Can't get right.
Listen, we hope he went and put his vote in, man.
They're doing the David Helm. I think every show has that one person. Am I wrong, Chris Beam? And every show has the one person that can't get it right.
Oh, yeah, we got one on every show, yes.
On the break. I mean, it's like every show there's one person that's got some issues at times with their setup, their SWBC mortgage homes virtual
we got
setup.
One. Oh,
here.
He's back. Thank God.
There you go.
Hey, Barry Church is here.
Called these, but I'm back. We ready to roll. We good to go.
You know,
you went to go put your vote in.
You said what?
I said, Newy was asking if we went to go vote. I said, you went to go vote real quick.
Yeah, you know, I had to do that real quick, and then I'm right back here ready for the Players Lounge, man, you know.
Now, Barry, did you vote today, or did you already early vote?
No, I did not vote. Did not vote.
You didn't vote? You didn't vote?
Nah.
You got time, bro. You got time.
I got time. Maybe I'll do it after the show. Maybe I'll go ahead and slide it in after the show.
Well, I'm going to ask this question here because this is really key. Are you registered?
Yes, I am registered.
Then you need to go vote.
All right, and you know, I'll get it. I'll get there in a minute, pops. You know, I'll get there in a minute, Father.
100%. 100%. You need to go vote. I'm going to send you a picture.
Will do.
I'm going to send you a picture during the break of why you need to do it. Okay? During the break, I'm going to send you a picture there. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys, and the hits just keep on coming because quarterback Andy Dalton has been placed on the COVID-19 list, so he will not be the quarterback when the Dallas Cowboys face the Pittsburgh Steelers. Andy Dalton didn't play on NBC Sunday Night Football because he was recovering from a concussion from the cheap shot he got from Washington. So now he will not play against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And one bright thing out of this is the Cowboys have a bye after the Steelers, so it gives Andy more time. Fellas, your thoughts on Andy Dalton not playing this week because he's on the COVID-19 list, Church?
Oh man, this is eating into my prediction of the NFC East, man. I'm starting to question my status as Nostradamus here, man, because I didn't picture going into this last little race, this last ditch effort to get into the playoffs without Dalton, without Dak. I mean, we're going in there with Ben DiNucci and Cooper Rush. Now, I get it. It was DiNucci's first start out there, and you got some butterflies going on, and he didn't have OTAs, he didn't have preseason games, but I mean, just the eye test alone, just looking at it, it just didn't look good out there. I just don't see how this offense could contend or could compete out there with him behind the helm. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough going forward. I'm still on the bandwagon. I'm still riding with us, but it's getting harder and harder, man. It's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough.
Yeah, I was about to say, you know I'm coming for you, Church, because listen, we didn't. You already picked Philly to beat us last week. I know you didn't pick Pittsburgh to lose to us this week. So you should still be on track for us winning the NFC East, no matter what happened with Andy Dalton this week. So you got to stick with your Kool-Aid pick because this is irrelevant. Listen, we all saw the same thing. And I think it's pretty clear, what's going on, inside the organization, because Jerry Jones came on today and said that he saw the same thing that we saw. It was too early. We didn't do ourselves any favors by putting DiNucci out there under those circumstances, and it was a little bit too much for him. Same thing that somebody on this show said would happen happened. Those other two guys out there on the players' lounge, they were excited to see DiNucci, and I think a lot of people were until he stepped foot on the field and he saw those bright lights. He saw those bright lights.
I mean, it was Sunday night, man. Give him a break, man. It was Sunday night, man.
I was excited. I was excited. I was excited. The first drive, I was excited, and then the excitement fizzled. And look, he performed, and the Cowboys performed just the way I thought. I thought they'd only score 10 points. They scored 9 points here. So this was what I thought they would get out of it. So don't go sitting around here, patting yourself too much on the back here, Danny, like I am. And look, I could be excited about seeing the guy, but be realistic at the same time. Okay, it was realistic. Now,
no, absolutely not. Nope. excited, and we'll see what he's going to do when he get out there. That's two different things. What you expected from DiNucci was not double reverses and screen passes for the entire first drive.
And that's
Wildcat.
We can't put this all on DiNucci though, man. I mean, look, some of that play calling out there was god awful out there. I mean, like I mentioned in yesterday's episode, we were pounding the ball on him. Zeke finally got out of that funk a little bit, and we decided to run a double reverse that basically just warped all the momentum we had. So as bad as DiNucci played out there, he didn't get any help from any of his supporting cast or his coaches on that whole game.
Let me go ahead and answer the question. What do I think about DiNucci being the starter for this week? This is absolutely horrible. What are we doing to this guy? How about that? I remember, was it like Nathan Peterman out there in Buffalo that they kept throwing out there, messing up his career?
Church, McCray.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hold on and pump the brakes. I want to go back to something yesterday where you two shot me down. Didn't you see the reports? The Cowboys are discussing Cooper Rush starting this week. Just like I spoke about yesterday, okay?
Yeah.
Rush,
come on.
Rush back in the building. Rush
hour.
You
didn't know that COVID was going to get...
You talking about this is going to be Rush hour?
You didn't know that COVID was going to get Andy Dalton?
No, I
Come on, man. You called COVID on... You knew it?
No, you're not listening. I said yesterday, if Dalton can't go, okay? I mentioned that. Okay, go back and check the tape. If Dalton can't go, if he wasn't out of concussion protocol, just if he couldn't go, I brought up Cooper Rush. Now, I didn't say it was going to be COVID related, but I mentioned the fact that Dalton, it wasn't a given that he was going to play. That that we didn't know. Well, we didn't know. And I brought up the name Cooper Rush. I brought up Cooper Rush, and you all shot me down, and the organization is sitting here thinking about it, okay? That's all. That's all.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest on this one. I think Cooper Rush gives us a better chance than DiNucci out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
Come around, man. You want that.
I'm going to be honest.
Rush hour, don't you?
I just think he gives us a better opportunity than DiNucci, especially with the play calling we got going on. I just can't see it happening.
Church.
Rush out.
All right, we'll say this. Be honest with yourself. No matter who's out there, we don't have a chance. All right. The defense that we going out there playing. We got Minka Fitzpatrick. We got Watt. Listen, it's going to be a tough task. No matter who's playing quarterback, it would have been a tough task for Dak out there playing quarterback. So let alone with Cooper Rush or DiNucci, whoever goes out there.
But look, I mean, they can, it could always happen where Pittsburgh can play down to the opponent's level. I mean, we saw Philadelphia give this team a run out there, and minus DiNucci out there, we could have had a shot against Philadelphia. So look, I understand Pitt. They might come in here, they're probably going to wreck shop, but I mean, you just never know. You never know what can happen. Ooh, I know, man. I'm reaching. I'm reaching right now, man. I'm reaching.
You're falling off a cliff.
Barry,
you reaching for
Barry, you are knee deep in that blue Kool-Aid narcotic, man. You got to put that narcotic down, man.
Look, okay? I'm almost out of there. It's just, I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to hold on, man. I'm trying to hold on.
Get out of it, bro.
It's looking bad right now. This is the second week in a row without Dalton. We got my boy DiNucci in there.
No, Church, it don't matter, bro. You did not pick us to beat Pittsburgh with Andy Dalton anyways. So So it's no change.
But we have a better
right?
chance. But we have a better chance with Dalton back there than my boy DiNucci. And who knows? Maybe this defense gives another round of what they did last week. Who knows? But I mean, with DiNucci in there, I mean, it's all kind of a mute point right now. It's all kind of a mute point.
Don't forget, Dalton was the guy who was out there against Washington. All right, don't forget that. All right, so you talk better chance here, better chance there. It wasn't like DiNucci started the whole, and played the whole game against Washington. We went out there and got blew out and kicked the field goal, for our trip and our efforts to go to DC. So let's not do that.
So
I'm grasping for strings, man. I'm grasping for strings.
With Andy,
I need
Dalton
a lifeline.
Okay, with Andy Dalton out here, we need to just make our early call right here on the Players Lounge. You have
already.
You have three choices. Should it be Ben DiNucci, Garrett Gilbert, or Cooper Rush? Who would be your starting quarterback for the Cowboys on Sunday, Danny McCray?
Man, you know what? I really can't even remember seeing Cooper Rush play. I would stick with DiNucci and have Cooper Rush as our backup and figure out a way to just survive throughout this game. It's going to be tough either way for whoever's out there, but you're already trying to see what DiNucci has, so I don't think it makes much sense to give him that one game and and snatch him out of there. Let him run through it. Let him see how it goes playing against these defenses. See if he can pick something up, and so you know what you have at the end of the season, like we talked about earlier.
Look, for me, man, I'm kind of biased on this one because I want to see them pull it out against all odds, but it's kind of hard to see that happening. But for me, I gotta think Cooper Rush gives us the best opportunity to win. I know I hate to pile on the guy DiNucci, but I mean he just looked kind of scared out there, last week, and I just don't see that happening any different against this Pittsburgh defensive line, this Pittsburgh defense in general that just heats up the quarterback no matter who's out there. And with the offensive line we got, it's like the lesser of two evils. I got to go with Cooper Rush on this one.
All right, let me give you the official statistics for Cooper Rush as a passer in the NFL. He's played in 5 games. He has thrown 3 passes, completed 1 for 2 yards. Ben DiNucci has thrown 37 more NFL passes than Cooper Rush. So I just want to make sure that I put.
But at least Cooper Rush had preseason games, man. This is like DiNucci's. And then you going. It just looks too scared to me out there.
Let me tell you another reason why I think DiNucci's got to start. We might get into it later, but if you listen to Jerry Jones talk about playing young players and what the definition of tanking and how they wouldn't, but they might try to see what some guys have and all this other stuff, it just makes sense that he would start DiNucci and have Cooper Rush as a backup. So just in case, because the likelihood of him making it through the game is very low. So you need to have a serviceable backup.
What about this? You start DiNucci with almost like in baseball. DiNucci gets the start, but it's a short leash, and you got Cooper Rush in the bullpen because this could get out of hand. We've already established the fact that we believe the Steelers are this is the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers here with a really good wicked defense. So you may end up playing both guys here on Sunday is what I'm saying. We could see this.
Yeah. And I agree with you on that one. I mean, DiNucci, if you do start him, I would go with Cooper Rush. But if you do start DiNucci, I think you give him a short leash because, like you said, it could get out of hand real quick, real fast. And then you don't want to just, your defense is already kind of building its confidence a little bit with the game they played last week in Philadelphia. You don't want to go out there, and if DiNucci's stinking to join up, you're giving Ben Roethlisberger possession after possession after possession. I mean, that could tear apart your defense's confidence and just say, hey, man, why are we even out here? So for me, I got to give him a short leash just in case it gets too ugly out there. Not saying Cooper Rush is going to come in here and make it any better, but I mean, what can you do?
Yeah. What is a short leash though? So is it we give DiNucci a chance to go out there and execute a real game plan where he's throwing the ball down the field a little bit, or is it he's throwing the same passes and we still running double reverses? Because it's not like he went out there and threw 6 interceptions. And, it's not like they really gave him a chance to. So like when we say sticking up the joint, do we mean like he has to fumble 3 times, or are they just not able to open up the playbook, and eventually, we're down by a lot, and once he starts throwing it down the field, then we have to do something. Because
it's like, go ahead, Mac, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying visually, he didn't do well, but the game plan really didn't allow for him to just go out there and just cough the ball over, a bunch of times besides getting sacked for his fumble.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. And for me, I think if it's sticking up the joint to me is, if he goes out there and like how Danny Downs was doing it last night, except for the good passes, like he was just, under duress, he was just throwing them, just making bonehead decisions when he's about to get sacked, just throwing the ball, getting picks like that. If he's doing stuff out there like that, I think you got to yank him. But, we'll see. Sunday can't come fast enough.
I think, to answer your question, fellas, I look at it this way. You'll know. You'll see it. That's really it. I can't say what'll get him pulled, but I think you'll know when you see it that, okay, hey, look, it's a lot coming at him, and what you don't want to do is just ruin the kid. And look, there's a lot of games. We got 8 games to go. So Ben DiNucci is going to play some more. Okay. At most, I think we'll definitely see Ben DiNucci in the season finale against the Giants. And my buddy Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports said, hey, they need to go get Josh McCown. They need to do it. They should have done it 2 weeks ago. And I was like, why? At this point in time, you know what? Let's take a break. I'll tell you why they shouldn't go get Josh McCown or any other quarterback out there. Church, you were talking about a quarterback when we were texting today. I will tell you why they should not do that. You're in the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. It's Barry Church, Danny McCray. I am Newy Scruggs right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Hey there, Cowboys fans. With Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery, cleaning your clothes has never been more convenient. Simply sign up at your local store, set out your dirty clothes, and one of our Tide Cleaners professionals will come directly to your home for a totally contactless experience. Your clean garments will be returned promptly the next scheduled delivery day, so skip the errand and enjoy life, not laundry. Visit TideCleaners.com or your local store to sign up for Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery today.
I'm Jay Novacek, former tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Back in the day, I was the guy who always got the tough yards, and that's why I run with John Deere today. In fact, I have a John Deere 3025E tractor that can handle any yard work I need to do, even the tough yards way out back. So if you have 1 acre or 1,000, John Deere has the equipment that's just right for you. Visit a John Deere dealer today and run with us. We are the official tractor provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
We're back with a tasty treat that's sweeping airwaves and taste buds. It's new Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda. Let's take a listen.
Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda's here. A new combo that's music to my ears, okay. Let's play. Cream Soda and Dr. Pepper time. Pour it in a glass of ice.
Music to my ears and mouth. New Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda.
A delicious duet.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Hey, get the ultimate fan experience for the ultimate Dallas Cowboys fan. Join Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, starting at just $20. Visit DallasCowboys.com/United. You're in the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter, joined by 2 former Dallas Cowboys safeties, Barry Church and Danny McCray. So, fellas, at the midway point, the Cowboys are 6-2 on the season. There are 8 games left to play. Barry Church, you said, hey, we got to go get a quarterback. My buddy Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports says they need to go get Josh McCown. And I said, no. For who? For what? Fellas, 2-14 is a possibility as you start to look at this Cowboys team. With 8 games left, they will not be favored in any one, except possibly the New York Giants. And from what I saw last night against Tampa Bay, they may not be favored against the Giants to end the season at MetLife Field. if you're going to have a bad season and not make the playoffs, well, make it as bad as you can. Go ahead and get yourself as high a draft pick as you possibly can. And you know, it's interesting because if it's your local NBA team, people get behind that. But when it's your local football team, people are like, I don't know. Now, with the Jets, they're doing that. Miami last year, they were doing that. But seriously, they're not going to be favored in any game. So they still have Pittsburgh to play. Okay? This team's got to go to Minnesota. They still have to go to Washington. They've got the road game at the Giants. They've got to play Philadelphia again. You get the San Francisco 49ers, who are a banged-up bunch. You get them on a Sunday night. You got the Bengals. You got to go to the Bengals. You got to go to Baltimore. There's not a lot of W's here. So you've got an offensive line that's banged up. You got young quarterbacks around here. Man, go ahead and take the – Go ahead and take the – Yes.
Listen, 1W, because that Giants game. Listen, you remember we had Dak in that Giants game that we ended up winning. All right, we don't have that guy. You know, without Dak, we might get blown out of that one as well because we almost lost on a special teams play. So I don't see us being favored in any game this season unless a rash of injuries hits the opposite team. And that's not including the 49ers because no matter who's hurt on their team, we know that they can run the football.
Well, as I said, might. I said might. and then I said, too, you know, after watching them against Tampa Bay, I'm not sure that would be the case because I actually see some improvement from them. And you know, their offense made some plays when they needed to. Thought they got jobbed by the refs. And what'll be interesting too, Danny and Barry, is when you think about that Giants game, this may be the incentive that not only do we see Ben DiNucci, but everybody's sitting around here playing as young a player as they can to not win the game without telling everybody we don't want to win the game.
I don't know, man.
Jerry said it
maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's the competitor in me or what, but I just can't see a scenario where these guys get behind, you know, tanking and just trying to lose games. I mean, you know, talk about losing the locker room. I mean, we already sitting there and question, you know, are the players behind the coach's back right now? But if we go into the tanking mode and the players see that and they sense that, I mean, that's a slippery slope to go down. I don't even know if they'll be back to play with them next year.
There's a way to do this, though, Barry. There's a way to do this. I mean, first off,
absolutely.
And McCray, we've already talked about it before. Just based on what you're doing with your personnel, you don't have to quote unquote tank. Just go play. You know, just go play. and you know, the score will take care of itself. Now, Doug Peterson called an awful football game. If anyone is smart, like I believe the Steelers will be this week, there will be so much James Conner and Benny Snell that this will be a quick game. It'll be a quick death for the Cowboys because they'll just run the football. And Minnesota, when they face Minnesota, there'll be a whole bunch of Dalvin Cook and there'll be a whole bunch of Joe Mixon and Giovanni Bernard against the Bengals. And, I mean, everyone should be running the football instead of trying to throw it a whole lot the way Philadelphia did. And if you just run the football against this team, you're going to have some success. So there's not going to be anybody, Barry, they're going to be able to bring in here that's going to change some stuff. Danny's talked about this a whole bunch of times, Barry.
This is true. I mean, I don't see them bringing one person in here to try to fix all these problems, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But so you're just basically saying if you go out there just
go play.
You just throw the people out there that talk about disrespect. Like you just saying with the team we have out there, we're already tanking, huh?
Yes, Church. Let me reiterate what Jerry said today. He said, listen, I don't know anything about tanking. You know, the competitive spirit, you know, that type of stuff. I don't see our guys being able to do that. But as far as, you know, talking about it in terms of playing our younger guys and seeing what they have, insinuating that they probably won't be able to win no more games if they put those younger guys in anyways. That is another form of tanking as well. And I think that can happen. And Newy, listen, Ben Roethlisberger is not Carson Wentz. So as hopeful as we are to see James Conner and those guys, and Snell come down there and run, I can see a pretty even balanced game where we see them and we'll see a lot of Juju, a lot of Claypool, and a lot of Washington. I think that this will be around the board for us, unless we can find a way to bust up something special, this will be a round the board balanced game for the offense of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
So y'all are basically giving us no shot right here. Y'all just get no shot
against
at
Pittsburgh?
all. It's a wrap from the jump. Yeah, it's a wrap from the jump.
Absolutely.
Barry, did you not watch last week's game before?
I did, man.
Okay.
And it looked bad.
Undefeated Baltimore team, and you took out an MVP quarterback and made him look bad. So, yeah. And Danny, I'll push back on you a little bit here with the Roethlisberger. I think this thing could get away so early that what they'll do in that second half is just, let's run out this clock here. But I just think anybody who is a good coordinator in this league is going to look and say they can't stop the run. And you may set it up where, hey, here's Connor, then you go deep to Claypool, but you're going to go ahead because you definitely are going to test the Cowboys' corners, but you're just trying to bang that thing in there and throw when you have to. I think Cleveland, everybody should pull out the Cleveland tape. That to me should be everyone's blueprint. And you guys know better on how people come up with game plans and how that all goes. But to me, if I'm playing the Cowboys, I pull out the Cleveland tape and I say to myself, what are the runs that can work and who can I go run at? People were running at Dontari Pope because they knew this is where they could go ahead and get some yards inside. So to me, that's what you do here. And this is not us trying to be unrealistic about the Cowboys or people say, oh, you guys are just negative. No, this is just the truth of where they're at. They've lost a lot of good players, and it is hard to replace good players in the NFL. They're trying. You can get out there with Terrence Steele if all you lost was just La'el Collins, but when you lose Tyron Smith and you have so many other issues, it's hard to replace these guys. You can't replace Blake Jarwin. As nice a player and effort as Dalton Schultz gives you, he's not as good as Blake. Dak Prescott, as we've all seen now, covered up a lot of things, man. He's not there.
Oh, yeah.
And you throw a rookie out here, a rookie against the Steelers, and another dude in Cooper Rush who's thrown no more than 3 passes in this league against the Steelers? Church. I mean, come on, man.
Hey, like I said, I'm halfway out the drink, man. I'm halfway out the Kool-Aid right now.
Get off that narcotic.
I didn't see this happening. Like even a couple weeks ago, I even told y'all. I prefaced it like, look, man, if DiNucci's in there, y'all got to give me a bone. Y'all got to throw me a lifeline, something. And it seems like we're going to the second week in a row where DiNucci's going to be the quarterback. And I'm grasping for strings right now. I'm hoping that Pittsburgh comes down here and they play down to the level of competition and somehow we pull out a victory somehow, some way. Maybe Zeke gets out this funk. I don't know, man. But I'm grasping for strings right now. It's tough. It's tough right now. It's tough being in the Kool-Aid right now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Church, you listen. You speak, Newy. You were listing players that we just can't replace. Goodness, hey, we can't replace Amari Cooper either. Can somebody get him involved in the game? Like I said, I think these are the only ways that we have an opportunity to be competitive, by getting the ball in your playmakers' hands. They tried it with Zeke running the Wildcat. You have to try to get the ball in Amari Cooper's hands. Kellen Moore, please find a way to get him involved in the game. We've seen what he can do when he gets the ball in his hand, and that's the only chance that we have. The Gallup is cool. He's not one of those guys who you throw the ball to and he runs 70, 80 yards. CeeDee Lamb could possibly do that, but we know it's a proven fact that Amari Cooper can do that. Get him the ball, please.
I don't know if just Amari Cooper is going to be enough, man. I don't know. I just haven't seen. Have you seen that from him so far this year, that he can be that guy again? I mean, I haven't seen it since we first traded for him, to be honest with you.
Cooper's a good player.
He's a good player, solid.
I think all of these things, without Dak, I think all of these things they're tougher to do. I mean,
that's why his price tag is going up.
What you're saying, Danny, is correct, but it gets a lot tougher. And then also, you have me thinking more and more. What's their commitment to trying to force feed 19? Now, down in Arizona, they're getting D-Hop the football, and that's I don't know, man. These are good questions.
They get
21 and 19. These are good questions about what they're trying to do to force feed these guys a football.
Devontae Adams is getting the ball. like you said, Hopkins all these stars are getting the ball. Like what we seen Gallup getting those catches, those are what I expect to see Amari Cooper getting, not Michael Gallup. All respect to him, he is a deep ball threat, and he's like that's what I see him doing. When you have the opportunity to get the ball in your playmakers' hands, like other teams do, like Devontae Adams will get 5 passes a game 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage just so you can get the ball in his hands and see what he can do and make somebody miss, and possibly get a touchdown. Why can't we do that with Amari Cooper? I think he is still able to do that. When we traded for him, you seen him making those plays. Albeit it wasn't 5-yard hitches, but it was some quick slants, it was some digs, and he was taking those things 70, 80 yards to the house. So I don't understand why we're giving those to Gallup versus giving those to Coop. And he is making $100 million to do that, and you're not letting him do it.
All right. The trade deadline is upon us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The trade deadline has passed. The Cowboys made a trade. Let's discuss that in church. I'm going to give you some hope. I'm going to give you a franchise that had to take a hit and how they handled the hit in the way I think the Cowboys should probably follow that franchise. That's next, right here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com, right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys and your favorite football team.
Get yours today at shop.dallascowboys.com or at stetson.com.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hey there, Cowboys fans. With Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery, cleaning your clothes has never been more convenient. Simply sign up at your local store, set out your dirty clothes, and one of our Tide Cleaners professionals will come directly to your home for a totally contactless experience. Your clean garments will be returned promptly the next scheduled delivery day, so skip the errand and enjoy life, not laundry. Visit TideCleaners.com or your local store to sign up for Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery today.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Cowboys fans, join the NFL in supporting our nation's service members by wearing the latest Dallas Cowboys Salute to Service gear. Visit your local Dallas Cowboys pro shops or shop.dallascowboys.com to find the full assortment of Salute to Service gear. All right, I'm wearing a shirt right now that they gave us. It's not the Salute to Service gear, but I always enjoy those, man. That's good stuff. So I got to get a hold of some of that Salute to Service gear. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter, joined by Danny McCray and Barry Church, 2 former Dallas Cowboys safeties. All right, the trade deadline has passed. The Cowboys did make a trade. They made a trade on Monday. They got defensive tackle Eli Ankou from Houston for a 2022 7th-round draft pick. He's been in the NFL since 2017. He's a 6'3", 325-pound nose tackle. He's played in Cleveland, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and Houston. He can practice starting on Thursday. So he played Jacksonville. Church, what you know about this guy?
Yeah, I mean he's a good dude, man. You know, off the field, he's just a good overall good dude. But when we talk about on the football field, I just don't see where he can help us out. I mean, unless he got leaps and bounds better from when I was with him in Jacksonville, I just see him as another guy out there. He might be able to. I'm sure he'll be able to hustle and give us a better look than Poe did, but. overall, I mean, when I was in jail, I was there with him for 2 years, and he just didn't really stick out at all. He didn't really do anything that's just like, man, we got to keep this guy. So for me, and he was often injured as well. So for me, I don't see the reason we draft or traded for this guy, but maybe he'll be out there and prove me wrong.
Maybe Mike Nolan can get the most out of him, that maybe what they couldn't get out of him in Jacksonville. You never know, man. You never know.
You never know. He could come out here and ball out.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Yeah, because Nolan is the master of getting the most out of his players. Goodness. Good
All right,
job,
so Church, here's where I want you to actually entertain that thought of maybe a 2-14, 3-13 season.
Okay.
We saw excellence out of the Golden State Warriors, and then they got hit with the injury bug, big time. So last year, what did they do? They just spent the year, all right, you know what? It's a problem. We're just going to have to take this lump, okay? This is just going to be our year to take this L, and they played a lot of young guys. They're going to have a high draft pick, and they're going to be back in business. And I think that if you're the Cowboys, I believe that's what you have to do now, okay? You got 8 games to go against some real tough opponents here. Play your young kids. Get yourself a high draft pick. Barry, here's the beauty of the highest draft pick you can get. It now gives you options. Let's just say, for instance, they got the number 2 pick. The Jets go ahead, lock up number 1, take Trevor Lawrence. If you had the number 2 pick, there's Justin Fields, quarterback from Ohio State. You have serious options. You got some options. You could trade that pick. You could go to Dax H early and say, hey, man, look, we need to get a deal done. And if you don't want to get a deal done right now, then we could take Justin Fields. I mean, there's a lot of, you could trade down for multiple picks. But having a high draft pick here gives you options, man. Sitting around here trying to go 7-9, trying to, for what?
Hello, I get it. You can get, high draft choice. You can trade that off and get multiple picks. And I know you see there's nothing more that this team can go by. But unlike the Golden State Warriors, who were in the Western Conference, who had exactly 0 chance of doing anything in that conference, the Cowboys are still just a game and a half out. Now, look, I know it seems bleak. And look, I know I'm against the wall right here, but there's still a shot, man. There's still an opportunity. I don't see them going for it and trying to tank and all that other good stuff. Like I said, Golden State they had the Lakers ahead of them. They had Houston. They had a litany of teams that were already mathematically in there. Golden State had nothing to fight for. Here, we're a game and a half back. There's still 8 games left. There's still a shot, man. Until you're mathematically out, there's still a shot. I just don't see these guys tanking at all.
Listen, I'm also listen. Just to touch on that, what's the point of making the playoffs? Like, all right, listen.
Yeah, exactly.
For us this year, like, listen, if you sip in the Kool-Aid, then you really believe that if we do make the playoffs at 4-12. That whoever comes here, we'll be able to beat them and then move on. If you sip in the Kool-Aid, right? If you sip in the Kool-Aid. But realistically, making the playoffs versus being able to get those top picks, the weight of that, to me, it makes more sense to play the young guys and not necessarily tank, but just, let whatever's happening now, go ahead and finish that out and get you a top pick, like you said, and trade back and
so you wouldn't want to maximize more. You wouldn't want to make it, if you let's just say they made it. You wouldn't rather have a shot in the playoffs than get early picks?
Not at the detriment of the future of my team, which is where we are right now. Right,
man. So you telling me
making the playoffs at 4-12 is no. Listen, I'm not talking about as a player, bro. I'm talking about as an owner and as an organization. Risking what we have for our future, which is being able to negotiate with that top draft pick, possibly get more picks and more players to help us out on defense and offense versus saying, all right, forget those picks. We'll go 4-12, get stomped out in the beginning of the playoffs. And now we lost all that. I think when you weigh that out, it makes more sense to do what Newy's saying and let the season play out as it is. You don't have to do much to get the next pick. I mean, to get a top pick, because it's not like we're really being that competitive and winning that many games anyways. So let the season play out. Let the guys play hard. Let the Nucci get out there. We get our top pick and then and make the most out of it in the draft.
Look, I can see. Look, our playoff chances are slim to none. I'll give you that one. If we 4-12, there's no way 4-12 is going to make it to the playoffs. I mean, Philly will probably do it by that time. But I guarantee you, there's no way Jerry would not go for a chance at a Lombardi. Then go ahead and stock up for future picks. I mean, look, we haven't won a Super Bowl in like 20-some years. I guarantee you he would rather want a shot than let's stock up and wait for the future. I mean, I just don't see that happening. I mean, but like
Jerry's
I said, our playoff chances are slim to none anyway. So it's not looking good anyway. So we'll see.
Newy, Church has said Super Bowl.
Who's won a playoff? I know. I was just saying, there's not a.
He said Super Bowl.
We were talking about getting a chance to get into the playoffs. That's what we were talking about.
But
like I said, like I prefaced it, we barely have a chance to get there. But if we did, I'm sure he'd rather take that opportunity and stock up.
And Church,
bro, you said Super Bowl.
There's not a guy on the team, a quarterback on the team, I should say. There's not a quarterback on the team that's won a playoff game, and you jumped up to Lombardi talk.
Look, see, you're putting words in my mouth. All I said was, if we had a chance to get to the playoffs, get to the playoffs, I think he would rather take that than stock up. That's all I said.
Put that drink down.
No, what you said was, Church, what you said was Jerry Jones somehow believes that if we make it to the playoffs, there's a chance for us to make it to the Super Bowl with this team that we have right now, which makes absolutely no sense.
If we got to the playoffs, you're not telling me they have a chance? I know we don't have a great opportunity to make it to the playoffs. I understand that, but we're saying hypothetically, if we ended up getting there, we wouldn't have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. Is that what you're saying?
No chance.
Oh, okay.
Please list the teams that you that will make the playoffs that you think that we could beat.
If we got in there, I'm just saying we can make a run. I mean, look what teams
I know against who
that had no chance.
Against who? I'm saying list one that you think that it would be the most likely matchup for you. If you said, listen, if we want to win the first round playoff game, who would we play in the first round?
I mean, give us our options that we'd have out there. I mean, if we got to that point, we would still have a chance. That's all I'm saying. But I think we're going to get there? No, I don't think we're going to get there. But if we did, hypothetically, we'd have a chance.
So Barry, for me, and this is looking. We're going to play the young guys. Okay, they play the young guys. They do what they can. You're talking about. Let's just say you end up with a top 5 pick. Imagine having a top 5 pick in every single round in a year where the salary cap is going to be dramatically reduced and you are going to be able to find some great bargains. If they want to sign Dak Prescott to a long-term deal, you're going to need some more financial flexibility. And how do you retool a team? How do you do that with a lower payroll? You do it with draft picks. And by having a top 5 pick in every round, you've got the ability to trade down, and if you want to. So when I think about the future of the Cowboys, it's not anyone's fault. Okay, nobody was not trying to win this year, but to lose all that you've lost, I'm not sitting around here trying to, hey, let's go try to win the East and get smoked in the first round like Danny said. I mean, whoever wins the East. If it's Philadelphia, they're getting smoked in the first round. Whoever leaves this thing is getting smoked in the first. This is basically the equivalent of when you go to the NCAA tournament and you won the SWAC. You're going down. Everybody know you ain't gonna win that, man. Yeah, you go to the tournament, but we from the SWAC. We from the Sun Belt. You're going home real quick, man. Going home real quick. So why not try by just playing your young guys, get as good draft pick as you can, and Barry, I'm telling you right now, and Danny, I'll say it to you as well, I'm very concerned about a possible contract negotiation with Todd France again, Dak's agent. Okay? It didn't go well. And if it's as contentious as I've heard behind the scenes, who's to say this thing gets done? Because they're talking about Dak not being ready for off-season activities until late April, early May. If I'm Jerry, I want to have a deal done before I go into the draft so I know what to do with my draft pick. So a higher draft pick and an ability to possibly take a Justin Fields might help them get a deal done with Dak Prescott if that's what they want to do. And maybe because Dak is hurt and he's lost some leverage, he wants to get a deal done. But I'm just telling you right now, I want to have as many options as I can. to make a better roster in 2021. And I believe at this point in time, with 8 games left to go against the competition they're going to face, might as well just go ahead, man, and finish with the bad record as you possibly can.
Well, from what y'all say, we don't need to change anything up. We just need to throw them boys that they got out there, and we'll be tanking it, as it is. So we might as well just throw the team we got out there, right?
Church. I'm gonna leave you with this, Church. The playoff teams for the NFC: New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Arizona, Green Bay. Chicago is probably your best bet if they come here that you might have a chance. But other than that, you get stomped in the first round. So it doesn't even make sense to risk all that just so you could go out there and get beat by one of those teams at home in your own stadium. That'll leave just a nasty taste in your mouth. And now your fans looking at you like, we could have had a high draft pick, but instead you wanted us to come watch this at home. That doesn't make much sense.
So let's just give it up. I mean, just go ahead and tell the players give it up.
No, it's not.
That's all you got to do.
It's not giving it up, Church. You are the only one who has the optimism to think that we still gonna win the East and can make all this stuff happen. I'm just saying, let the season play out as it is. Still keep calling the same plays. Put the same players out there. Let Zeke run out there. Let Coop run out there. Let all the players run out there. Right. Because the season has been playing out as it is already, bro. We're 2-6. It's not like we've been winning, so it's not like we have to do anything special to get a top draft pick.
All right, Church. I mean, like y'all said, just throw them out there, man. Just throw them out there.
No, that's not what we said.
Quit on the year, man.
That's
Quit
not
on
what we
the
said.
season, man.
Are you a fan of Luka Doncic?
He's all right.
He's all right. First team All NBA. Let me tell you how they got it. Tell you how the Mavericks got it.
He's straight.
The Mavericks got him by executing this plan we're talking about here. Play a bunch of these young guys and go ahead. Let's go and get on in there.
But what young guys are you talking about playing? Like what? Like you're saying? Like just what young guys?
I'm out of there on Newy.
What young guys are you?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let the season go on as it is. All right, you might put a young guy in, like a young D tackle somewhere. Let it go on as it is, because I don't think we're going to win any games anyways. That's what I'm saying. Not tank.
Yes, that's it. But that's it. By playing these young, like a Terrence Steele, that's what you're doing. You're playing these guys. You're keeping the Diggs out here in the starting role. You're not sitting around here saying, all right, you know what, we want Cheeto and Jordan Lewis to have more snaps than Diggs. Now, that's what I'm saying. Play these young guys, see what you've got. And by playing these young guys and the way you're at right now, and you can't stop anybody on the run, it's going to be just a problem that it is. So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You don't have to quote unquote tank, but that's what the Mavs did. They played a bunch of their young guys. Like, we're playing younger guys here, and just by the fact that you're putting it out there, they're learning. You're seeing what they have, and at the same time, the losses are coming with it. So it's kind of like this whole thing of you got evaluation going on, you're losing the games, and at the end of the day, you're taking these hits for a brighter future. They did it with Jimmy Johnson at 1-15. It's a little bit different because they weren't trying to win at the season. They didn't have any Super Bowl aspirations. But now that you're here, man, just go all the way. Why take a half measure? Take a full measure. Take a full measure, baby. Go ahead and let's get ready for 2021 and go ahead and get you some good picks and get up in here and go. Get up here and go. Yeah! 2021. Yeah!
I hope I ain't never on Newy's team in any type of sporting activity. No tennis, no nothing. We down 2-0, man. Let's go. Let's go ahead and pack it up, man. You know, I gotta get home. We gotta go, man. Let's go ahead and pack it up, man. I hope I ain't never on Newy's team.
If you down 2-6, you might want to pack it up and get up out of there.
We got to make it back. We got to make it back for this news, man. We got to make it back for the news.
With Pittsburgh coming to town. With Pittsburgh coming to town, too. I mean, Pittsburgh coming to town. I mean, I'm trying to help Mike McCarthy long term because it's a big thing. I'm trying to help Mike Nolan long term. Maybe you get some good players for Mike Nolan here who can actually run this defense that he wants, so that they'll actually fit the scheme here. All right, gentlemen, this was fun. We still are going to talk about this Cowboys defense and the effort they gave against Philadelphia. We talked about guys getting off the milk cart, but we had some of this breaking news today that Andy Dalton is going to miss this week's game against the Steelers because he's in COVID-19 protocol, and possibly Cooper Rush could be the starter ahead of Ben DiNucci. The Cowboys didn't practice on Tuesday. They'll get back to it Wednesday, and then maybe Mike McCarthy, the head coach, will shine some more light on what's going on there. That's Danny McCray, Barry Church, former Cowboys safeties. I'm Newy Scruggs. longtime Cowboys reporter. Our man Chris Beam is our producer, helping make it happen. We'll be back tomorrow, 2:30 Central Time, for another edition of the Players Lounge right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!